Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion morning. Happy Friday, everybody. What a week, right? We have a holiday, celebrations with family, friends, whatever it might be. Now we're already into Friday. It's the weekend again. Things are good. Things are really, really good. I hope they're good for you out there as well. Whether you're working today, whether you're still off enjoying a nice little winter holiday break, whatever it might be. Hopefully, everything is going well for you smoothly. And we got big things again. Hopefully, it's a fantastic Friday. That's all we ever want for you. A fantastic every single day. But Friday just has that extra something, right? Just that extra wonderful, wonderful time as we get into a Friday. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show. Appreciate that you're here. So good to have you here. Good morning, Marianne. Happy to have you here as well. Happy to have you all here. Thank you for joining me on this Friday. Always makes me feel good when I have a few people with me here on the show. But again, I know this is early. I know everybody can't join me at 6:30 Eastern time in the morning. Even Donna, I appreciate you, Donna, but man, it's like you're on the West Coast. It's 3:30 a.m. I really appreciate you, but I know everybody can't join me at 6:30 a.m. here on the weekdays, 8 a.m. on the weekends. But I appreciate anybody who either watches us live or watches us later on throughout the day. Thank you so much for joining us as we just try and find ways to celebrate each and every day, share some smiles, share some positivity, and just kind of get through every single day with the best way possible. Make your day brighter. And I hope that we're succeeding in that. So, how are we making our day brighter on this Friday, December 27th, 2024? What is going on today? Well, this is interesting. I wonder how you feel about this. Well, today's a day to celebrate a certain food item that's famous around this holiday season. Maybe it's more infamous around this holiday season. Fruitcake. Do you like fruitcake? I'll be honest with you. There are some fruitcakes I actually really like. There's some of the prepackaged stuff that's, nah, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. But there's some good kind of niche gourmet fruitcakes out there that I really enjoy. I think they're really fun. And I will enjoy a slice for sure. For sure. Not the hugest fruitcake fan, but I will enjoy a good fruitcake. Marianne, you like a good fruitcake in small quantities. I get it. Yeah. A little of that with a little tea, maybe a little coffee, whatever works for you. I'm okay with a little fruitcake. Again, there's some pre-packaged stuff it's not very good. And I think that's where it gets a bad rap more than anything else. But there's some really good gourmet fruitcakes out there that are delicious and fantastic and happy to enjoy at this time of year. What else are we talking about? Well, this is something that might be fun for the entire family. A little fun activity, maybe. Today is National Cut a Snowflake Day today. So yeah, get the family together, cut some snowflakes. You know how you do. You fold up the paper, you cut little pieces out, and then you have some interesting little snowflake that comes out of it. I do find it interesting to me, though, that this is another day that I'm like, shouldn't this have been like a week ago or so, or maybe even 2 weeks ago? Seems like more of something you'd want to do as you're building up towards the main holiday season, but I guess it's winter. It doesn't really matter. You can do a snowflake anytime. I don't care if you're doing a snowflake in the middle of July. It doesn't matter. Christmas in July. It doesn't matter. You can do a snowflake whenever, but it's just one of those holidays. I'm like, it just seems like it would have been more well suited for another week ago or so. But still, family fun. Get together. Everybody can do it. You get the safety scissors, whatever, and you fold up some papers, you cut some snips out of it, and you come up with some unique, interesting snowflakes. Some are better than others, let's be honest. But of course, everything your kid makes is a masterpiece, and it's going up on the fridge, right? For sure, 100%. But it's just good family fun, and today's a day to do that and enjoy that. So hey, knock some out on some Friday. Yeah, have a good time. Another great thing to enjoy some family fun today. Well, today is National Go Visit a Zoo Day today. So why not go visit Animal Kingdom Park if you have the opportunity? If you're in the Orlando vicinity, the Central Florida vicinity, definitely get out there if you can. If you're annual pass if your tickets are available. If you can get a reservation, get out there to Animal Kingdom. It's one of the best spots to check out animals. We have some plans to head out there. I mean, we have some plans going out to Walt Disney World before this, but we specifically have some plans near the end of January where we're doing a Wild Africa trek. We have a couple nights staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. We are specifically looking to do Animal Kingdom in a couple days, or I should say in about a month. The blackout dates are killing us. I know. We're in that same boat. We actually, next week, we have family coming into town. And we're like, well, we can't really go into Walt Disney World, the parks themselves, because our passes are blacked out still. But we are going to head out there and try and do some resort hopping and have some. The one thing, great thing about Walt Disney World is you can enjoy Walt Disney World significantly and never, ever make it into the parks. And we will be doing some of that here coming up in a week. One, they don't necessarily, they are limited on some time. They're not necessarily looking to pay the money to get into the parks for a partial day, especially on a very, very busy day at the parks. And then we're blacked out. So we're going to go ahead and find other ways to explore the Walt Disney World Resort at that time. And then Michelle, of course, as she always does, she makes the best plans, has laid out some fun things that we can do. So we're looking forward to that next week for sure. But anyway, back to the Animal Kingdom. Yeah, such a great place. Of course, the Kilimanjaro safaris, but just walking around the Gorilla Falls Trail, so many great places to check out animals. But of course, it doesn't matter where you are. There's a great zoo somewhere nearby. Today's a great day to go visit a zoo. Check out the zoo nearby you. I mean, I know that there are some parts of the country that today is not the day you want to visit the zoo. It's like, maybe 35 degrees, 40 degrees, snow, whatever. Guess you're not going to the zoo on that day. But we lived in San Diego for much of my life. Talk about great zoos. You're not going to find much better zoos than the San Diego Zoo and the San Diego Safari Park. Just phenomenal. But again, check out your local zoo. We have a great zoo out here in Brevard County where we live. It's another great spot. Check out your local zoo if the weather suits you today and you can make it out. Today's a great day to go do that. And of course, Disney's Animal Kingdom is one of the best. Definitely one of the best. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, what time is it? Well, on this day in Disney history, as I move my notes around because I didn't set them up the way I should have. This day in 1937, Walt Disney graced the cover of Time magazine for the first ever time. Yeah, this was interesting. On this day, December 27th, 1937, Walt Disney was on Time magazine. It was basically a story kind of reviewing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which had come out just before that, just prior to that. We've talked about that on this show as well. And it basically talked about how it was like, the story was called Mouse and Man, how it was the most ambitious cartoon ever attempted. That's what the quote was from it. And I no question, right? It changed film in so many ways, definitely changed animation in so many ways. This was an interesting quote out of it. This is from Leon Schlesinger, who was a producer of the Looney Tunes shorts at the time. He said, "We're businessmen. Walt Disney's an artist. With us, the idea with shorts is to hit them and run. Disney is more of a Rembrandt." I think we all agree on that, right? Disney, what he did with animation, incredible. Oh, nice. Yeah, right, Don? It is nice. And this is also interesting because 17 years later, Walt Disney once again graced Time magazine in 1954 on this day. Exactly. He graced Time magazine. This time the story focused more on how he had moved past the film industry. Not that he wasn't, obviously Disney still doing great films, doing a lot of films, but the focus was now how he's taken over television, and with the Disneyland program, basically changed television in many ways. And it discusses how much his influence he had on television at that time. And then of course they discussed a little bit about a little something that was going on, that was brewing, that was under construction. Yes, They also just talked about Disneyland. The next thing, the next step. We just talked about films. We just talked about television. And then here comes, you know, coming up in July of the next year, 1955. Disneyland was going to open, and that was going to change the industry of theme parks as well. Time Magazine on this day, both in 1937 and 1954. Incredible stuff. Walt Disney on there. I thought that was fun and fun to share. Next year, 70th anniversary of Disneyland. It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff ahead for Disneyland for sure. Going back on this day in general history, or I guess it's actually sports history, we received more greatness from the great one, because on this day in 1981, Wayne Gretzky scored 4 goals and an assist in a 10-3 win by the Edmonton Oilers, his team at the time, which is amazing enough, right? That's a lot. 4 goals and an assist in one game. Pretty cool. Pretty great. Well, those points actually made him the fastest ever NHL player to reach 100 points in a season. That's combined goals and assists. It was only 38 games into the 1981-1982 season. That's about a little over 2.6 points per game. That's pretty incredible. He would go on to finish with 92 goals that season, which is still the most ever by a fair amount for any player. Tack on 120 assists. He had 212 points total over that season, which is pretty incredible in its own right. It's not even the most points he ever scored in a season. A few years later, he would score 215 points in that season. That was in 85-86. He's just such an amazing player. I'm blessed to watch him play. Back in those days, he became an LA King for a while. Just the greatest, the great one, the greatest to ever play ice hockey. I mean, I somewhat argue there's a few other players that you could put in there as well. But Wayne Gretzky, as far as just pure scoring, the greatest player to ever play. And 38 games, 100 points in 38 games. That's just an incredible stretch of hockey for an amazing player. So really cool. I like to find things that are interesting, and this may be interesting to me. It may not be interesting to you, but I find it fascinating. And I like to share some fun little tidbits with you that I discover as I go through planning out every single day. Hey, if it's your birthday today, December 27th, a very happy birthday to you. Here are just a few of the people that you celebrate your birthday with. How about this guy? Great actor, John Amos. You may know him. He was on Good Times. He was in Coming to America. He had so many roles that he did just fantastic things with. Unfortunately, we lost him just this year, but he would have been 85 today, born on this day in 1939. Great actor. So good. Fantastic wrestler, and also has kind of transitioned into be a sometimes actor. Bill Goldberg, you maybe know him as Goldberg from if you watch wrestling at all. He turns 58 today, born on this day in 1966. A great wrestler for WCW, WWE. But also, again, he's turned a bit of an actor. He's had some recurring roles in a couple of shows, including, yes, the Goldbergs. It would make sense if you have Bill Goldberg make an appearance on the Goldbergs, right? As a recurring character. He becomes their physical education coach. They're pretty funny. Bill Goldberg, 58 today. Somebody who is part of the Disney oeuvre, Emile de Ravin. She turns 81, not 81. She was born in 81. She's far from 81. She turns 43 today, born on this day in 1981. You may know her as Claire if you watched Lost, which I did. You may know her as Belle if you watched Once Upon a Time, which I did. Both shows, loved both shows, loved her in both shows. She's great in both. Emile de Ravin, she turns 43 today, not 80. Sorry, Emile. I didn't mean to do that to you, honestly. I just never know it's so early in the morning. I just never know what's going on. She's great. She's great in many of those roles. And speaking of greatness, how about Timothy Chalamet? He turns 29 today, born on this day in 1995. Multiple award nominee for Golden Globes, for Academy Awards. Of course, he's been in Dune. He was in Wonka. Just now in something that's getting a lot of Oscar buzz. Could see maybe him get an Oscar, or at least get a nomination, almost for sure, for A Complete Unknown, where he basically plays a young Bob. It's not basically, he does. He plays a young Bob Dylan. Just a great, great actor, handsome guy, great, great actor. And yeah, it's his birthday today, 29 today, 29 today. So a very happy birthday to them. And again, if it's your birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Celebrate. It's the holiday season. It's a Friday. You got the whole weekend. Maybe you got the whole week. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like I said, I know what it's like to have a birthday that is so close to Christmas, to so close to this holiday season, and how that can be a long period, it'll seem like, before you have one of those super days to celebrate a lot of that stuff. So take advantage of it. Celebrate the heck out of it over these next few days, because like I said, I know it feels like it's a long time again till you have those big celebrations. But of course, you know what? Celebrate a half-year birthday. Why not? Do what you want. Who cares? Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. Have some fun. One more thing before I get out of here. We do have a new episode coming on this Sunday, as we almost always do. I don't know when the last time is that we haven't had a new episode out. It's been a long time. There's a couple times way back, a couple of years ago, where we did some best ofs. But it's been a long streak now of new episodes every single week. This week, we're going to be we're coming up on New Year. So we're going to be looking ahead at 2025 and talking about a lot of the stuff that's coming for Disney in 2025. So you can get your plans set for 2025, what to look forward to, what Disney-wise are we excited about, what is coming, what might you be able to experience in 2025, looking ahead, as we always do, in a positive nature, looking for those positive points that are coming in 2025. So hopefully you'll join us for that. Thinking Michelle might be putting together a PowerPoint presentation for that. So maybe another video episode. No guarantees on that, as there's no guarantees ever that we'll do a video episode, just for technology purposes and a few other possibilities. But that is what I think we're looking at right now. So excited. Should be fun talking about 2025. So please join us for that episode coming up here. All right. Gonna get out of here. Everybody have a fantastic Friday. Hopefully you just enjoy it. If you got to work, we'll get through this, and then it's the weekend. If you don't got to work, hey, start that weekend right now. Enjoy that time. Enjoy the fun. Enjoy the family time, whatever you might have ahead for you. Have a great day. Have a great day. All right. Please remember, always, always, always share some kindness, share some smiles, and every day, share some positivity. I'll be back to do that again tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. Remember, it's a little later on the weekends, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. I will see you then. Until that time, everybody, have a magical day. Bye.